Okay, this is what I refer to as our rack of ribs model, just because of the way it looks. This is actually a model of the spinal cord, the spinal nerves, and the plexus regions discussed in class. There are four main plexus regions. There's a cervical plexus, which you can see demonstrated here in this group of nerves. The brachial plexus, we see one here and then one here. And then down this way we have a lumbar plexus, a group of nerves coming off the lumbar region. And then down in here we have a sacral plexus. And in lab we discussed for the cervical plexus the phrenic nerve, and a little bit better demonstration than the one we saw before. Here's your phrenic nerve coming down. And as mentioned in class, that nerve comes all the way down and controls, in effect, rhythmic breathing for your diaphragm. And basically breathing when you're not consciously thinking of it. The brachial plexus is coming off here, which is what we looked at in the other models in lab. This model, however, does not show axillary or musculocutaneous or the other nerves there, so you don't have to worry about those on this particular model. From there, we pass down through the spinal cord to the lumbar plexus here. And the primary nerve we talked about there was the femoral nerve, which is coming off here, going off actually over the front of the hips to control the anterior portion of the thigh. So there's lumbar plexus here. And then down here, we have the sacral plexus, this group of nerves, and the large nerve that comes off of that is the sciatic nerve here. A couple other things to note on this model. Here's your spinal cord coming down. And you'll notice the spinal cord actually tapers off and ends about here between L1 and L2. So it doesn't go all the way down to your sacrum. So the spinal cord tapers off and produces a single filament called the filum terminale, which actually comes all the way down and anchors itself down near the coccyx. And you'll notice that every time you run into a set of vertebrae, a pair of nerves dives off, like so. And so those are going to areas in the lower extremities and the pelvic region in general. And so you'll notice the nerves kind of die off, and you'll notice they all kind of run here in sort of a pattern. This group of nerves is called the cauda equina, which translates to horse's tail. And the idea there is it's basically named by its appearance. If you were to see an actual spinal cord, it would kind of look like a horse's tail. All these nerves coming off of the end of the spinal cord and then diving off one by one to head to their respective areas.